going bulk matches take snap. I'm JJ. Today I'll be talking with you about the latest headlines around the league. Let's start with the headlines. The Miami Dolphins signed former Jets quarterback Mike White to a 2-year deal. The Dolphins also acquired cornerback Jalen Ramsey in a trade with the Los Angeles Rams in exchange for a 2023 third-round pick and tight end Hunter Long. I think that the Jalen Ramsey deal was really good because Jalen Ramsey, he's a shutdown corner. I think that if they can add it to the Dolphins, and I think that the Dolphins could possibly win the AFC. I'm not saying they can, but I'm saying possibly. And I think that if Olin stays healthy, they have a chance at the AFC East. And I think that Jalen Ramsey, if he stays healthy, would be a great addition to the Dolphins. The Ravens placed the non-exclusive franchise tag on quarterback Lamar Jackson. I think this was a great idea because either they could get a long-term deal done or trade Lamar Jackson and get draft picks. And I think that I would have put the exclusive franchise tag, but if the Ravens want to split ways with Lamar Jackson, I think that this would have been a smart decision to do. The Pittsburgh Steelers signed former Minnesota Vikings cornerback Patrick Peterson to a 2-year, $14 million deal that includes $5.85 million guaranteed. Now, I think this was a really good decision because Patrick Peterson, he's really good. I think that if you could add him with the rest of that Steelers team, that I think that really pushes them up. And I think that that's the boost on defense they needed, and they just got it. The Houston Texans signed quarterback Case Keenum to a 2-year, $6.25 million contract that includes $4 million guaranteed. The deal has a max value of $8.25 million with incentives. Now, I think that this was an okay decision because Case Keenum is an okay quarterback. He'll be probably a backup to who they draft, and I think that he's a good quality backup. But I think that they could probably go and find better if they didn't. So this is an okay decision, but I don't think it's the best decision. The Jacksonville Jaguars placed a non-exclusive franchise tag on tight end Evan Engram. I think this was a good decision because Evan Engram was a really good tight end. Helped the Jaguars reach the second round of the playoffs. And I think that they needed to bring him back, so that's why they placed a non-exclusive franchise tag on him. And I agree with the decision to do this. The Tennessee Titans signed offensive tackle Andre Dillard to a 3-year, $29 million contract. I think that the Titans did a good choice because they really needed to improve that offensive line. I think that with this addition that they can really do that. And I think that this is the first step in free agency for them and improving a lot of their team. And not really rebuilding, but getting a lot of players in free agency to help them try to win the division again. The Denver Broncos signed quarterback Jarrett Stidham to a 2-year, $10 million contract that includes $5 million guaranteed. Now, I think that this was a good decision because Russell Wilson, he hasn't been doing very good. I know Jarrett Stidham is here to replace them, but Jarrett Stidham is a quality backup, and if they ever need to pull Russell Wilson, I think Jarrett Stidham would be there. I think that he can really do good in this league because we saw with the Raiders last season that he did pretty good with the Raiders, and now he can do pretty good. Broncos also signed offensive tackle Mike McGlinchey to a 5-year, $87.5 million deal that includes over $15 million guaranteed. Now, I think this was a great decision by the Broncos to go out and get Mike McGlinchey to protect Russell Wilson, who I think he was the most sacked quarterback in the league last season, and I think that this will really help them go up and do good next season better and maybe even make the playoffs, maybe, with the new deals they've done. The Las Vegas Raiders signed quarterback Jimmy Garoppolo to a 3-year, $72.75 million deal that includes $24.25 million in year one. Now, I think that's a really good decision to go and get Jimmy G because after they get out of Derek Carr, it would also be hard for them to trade up and get a quarterback in the draft. So if you go and get Jimmy Garoppolo like they did, then he was really wanted there. And that was a really good decision. And I think that because he had experience with Josh McDaniels in New England, I think that's going to be a really good decision for the Las Vegas Raiders. The Raiders also signed wide receiver Jacoby Myers to a 3-year, $33 million deal with $21 million guaranteed. I think this is a really good decision because Jacoby Myers, he was really good at the Patriots, and I think that they can actually go and get more weapons for Jimmy Garoppolo. And I think that this was a good decision. They also franchise tagged, non-exclusive, Josh Jacobs. And I think that was also a good decision, like I said before. So Jimmy Garoppolo can feel comfortable in the system and have as many weapons as possible with them. The Chiefs signed offensive tackle Jawaan Taylor to a 4-year, $80 million deal that includes $60 million guaranteed. I think this is a great deal because I think that Patrick Mahomes is really good and you need to protect him. I think that protecting the quarterback is one of the most important aspects of the game. Protect the quarterback. And if as good a quarterback as Patrick Mahomes is, you can't have him taking a sack and getting hurt. So I think that signing Jawaan Taylor was a really good decision for the Chiefs. I think that's will turn out really good. The Dallas Cowboys placed the non-exclusive franchise tag on running back Tony Pollard. I think that this is a great decision because Tony Pollard is a great running back, and the Cowboys need as many weapons as they can get because the Cowboys, they've been mediocre to good for the last couple of years. I think bringing back Tony Pollard will really be good for them and beneficial for them for the next season. The New York Giants signed Daniel Jones to a 4-year, $160 million contract with an additional $35 million in incentives. This was a really good decision because with the Daniel Jones deal, either way, that means they franchise tag Saquon Barkley and he received the non-exclusive tag. These were the best players for the Giants last season. I think bringing them both back will really help them and lead them in a playoff contender. So when they brought them both back, I think that's just a great idea and a great decision. The Eagles signed center Jason Kelce to a 1-year, $14 million contract with $500,000 in incentives. Great decision. Hands off, great decision. Best center in the league. Maybe the best offensive lineman in the league. And bringing him back, even if it's just for a year, was a great idea. And I think that he's definitely worth it. And I think that this will be plan out really good for the Eagles. Commanders signed offensive tackle Andrew Wiley to a 3-year, $24 million contract. The Commanders really needed an upgrade in offensive line, and especially offensive tackle, and this provides it for them. So that's why I think this is a really good decision for them, and I think he will do really good in the system. The Chicago Bears traded the number 1 pick in the NFL draft to the Panthers for wide receiver DJ Moore, the number 9 overall pick, a 2023 second rounder, a 2024 first rounder, and a 2025 second rounder. I think this was a really good decision because the Bears, they get a lot of draft picks, and they get a true number 1 wide receiver and DJ Moore. And the Panthers, they get what they want and the number 1 pick so they can go out and draft a quarterback. And I think everyone's happy in this deal. The Bears signed a linebacker Tremaine Edmonds to a 4-year, $72 million contract that includes $50 million guaranteed. I think that this is a great decision because that Bears defense they're always focused on defense. I think it's a great defensive addition. They also signed linebacker TJ Edwards to a 3-year, $19.5 million contract that includes $12 million guaranteed. Like I said before, he's a really good player. I think that the Bears defense can always get improved. Even though they're really good at defense, I think that this is a good decision for them. The Atlanta Falcons signed quarterback Taylor Heinicke to a 2-year deal worth up to $20 million. I think that this is a good decision because there can be some competition between Taylor Heinicke and Desmond Ridder for the starting role. I think Taylor Heinicke is a really good quarterback. Even as a backup, I think he'll be one of the best backups in the league as he has been in the past couple of years. He's been a quality quarterback, even if he's a backup. And that's why I think that is a good decision for the Falcons to go out and get him. Falcons also signed safety Jesse Bates to a 4-year, $64 million contract that includes $23 million in year 1. This was a really good decision because the Falcons' defense has not been very good recently. and Jesse Bates. He will help that defensive secondary, and I think that he can really step up. Even though he has the last couple of years, he can prove that he is the best safety in the league. I think he could be. I think that if he gets put in the right system, and I think the Falcons might be the system, then he will really succeed more than he has. The Saints found their quarterback of the future. They signed Derek Carr to a 4-year, $150 million contract that includes $60 million fully guaranteed and another $10 million guaranteed in year 3. And I think that this was a great decision because they are really good roster, but they need a quarterback. So I think that Derek Carr will be that quarterback, and I think that Derek Carr's been doing really good the past couple of seasons, but he really only wanted in Las Vegas. So I think that the Saints wanted him, and if you go somewhere you wanted, then you really play better. I think that that's the situation here. That's why I think that this was a great move for both teams. The Saints re-signed quarterback Jameis Winston to a 1-year deal with a max value of $8 million. The Saints signed a new 1-year deal, $10 million contract with Michael Thomas that has a maximum value of $15 million. The San Francisco 49ers signed quarterback Sam Darnold to a 1-year deal with a base value of $4.5 million, including $3.5 million guaranteed. His new contract has a maximum value of $11.5 million with incentives. I think this was a signing that was okay because if Sam Darnold wants to be like a bridge quarterback for a season, I think that's fine. But if they plan on bringing him back for other seasons, I don't think that would be good. Even though this is just a 1-year deal, I think that this is just a bridge or just to get out of injuries or just a backup to like Trey Lance or Brock Purdy. I think this is just to help them heal from injuries, get as much time as they need, and put Sam Darnold in when needed. The Rich Game Venture. The 49ers signed defensive tackle Javon Hargrave to a 4-year, $84 million deal that includes $40 million guaranteed. Man, that 49ers defense is going to be so good this year. It was one of the best in the league last year, and they're just getting more and more people. I think that Javon Hargrave was a great addition. And finally, the Seahawks re-signed quarterback Geno Smith to a 3-year, $75 million deal that's a maximum value of $105 million. This was a good decision. Geno Smith had a really good completion percentage, best in the NFL, lots of pass yards, Pro Bowl, led them to the playoffs. Geno Smith looks like the future of this franchise for the next couple of years. I think that bringing him back was a great idea. That's all for today. Thanks for listening to Take the Snap.